Hey there folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I of course am your host CDB. You are not, and today we are going to do a comparison of the Rockwell Model T, and we'll start out on the first level of aggression and the Merkur Progress, or Mergress, because this is the one of course with the metal adjustment knob on the bottom, supposedly tweaked to be a little better than the plastic. Whether it is or not, I don't know, but we're going to compare these. Obviously, the Rockwell is a lot longer than the Progress, the short-handled version. Now, the long-handled version of the Progress might compare similarly in size in terms of length. The main difference between the two, the Progress is a two-piece. As you can see, it goes like this. And of course, the Rockwell Model T is the butterfly design. And so what we're going to do today is just compare these just to see how they, if I can get this one adjusted right, that is, on one. Okay, just going to compare these and see how they compare. So I'll shave one side of my face with the Model T, the other side with the Progress. Then I'll move it up a couple of notches for pass 2, swap sides, so on and so forth, to make sure I get a equal shave on both sides. I'm using the Williams Ice Blue cream, which I like. It's very good. Smells nice, works great, inexpensive. I like all those things, obviously. Using the West Coast Shaving Synthetic still, and we'll see how this comparison goes. I mean, you can talk about it and think how a razor compares, but I really have to use them side by side to see really how they vary. And I don't expect them to be, feel exactly the same. Obviously, they're two very different razors, but in terms of the shave, just wanted to see how they compare on various settings, so I can sort of tell you what my experience is. And of course, your experience may vary. And I will start on the right side with the Progress, again on setting 1. And I have enjoyed using this razor. It's quite nice. It's fairly mild on, the first setting there at least. And we're just gonna basically split the face in half and use it. On level 1, really, really mild on the Rockwell Model T. And if I said Merkur Progress, I apologize. This is the Rockwell Model T. Sometimes I'm not thinking and say something is something other than what it is. But that felt very mild on that side. So let's come in with the Merkur Progress. And to me, I'm feeling a little more blade, at least on setting 1, on the Progress. The Model T certainly feels more mild, at least on that first setting. But I do know once you get the Model T opened up on later levels, it's you can feel quite a bit of blade. But on this first pass, the Progress definitely feels more efficient for what it's worth. And so let's go ahead and adjust these up to, say, I'm going to go to 3 on both. Just see how they compare. The Rockwell goes to 6 total, and the Progress goes to about 5 or 6. But I'm turning them both to 3. And we'll go with our second pass, and we'll swap sides of the face this time. Because again, I want to compare, but I want to get an even shave. So I'm making sure to use, one to switch them just for kicks. So let's see how we will do here on pass number 2. Some people don't get anything out of these type of videos. Some people do. For me, I just want to know for myself. And if you're interested, great. So now we're going to the Merkur Progress, or Mergress, on setting number 3. Feeling a good decent amount of blade there. Plenty efficient. To me, this feels about like medium on your normal scale. Feels very nice and smooth. Both razors were smooth on pass number 1, by the way. Very nice and smooth there with the Progress. The Progress is a really good razor. If you get it Merkur with the, brass knob or whatever, you may feel like it improves it some, at least in terms of weight and durability, perhaps. It's not essential, but I mean, I like it overall. I really do. So the second pass felt nice and smooth with the Progress. And again, on the second pass on 3 with the Rockwell, it definitely feels milder to me on setting 3 than does the Merkur Progress. So very smooth, but certainly just feels milder to me. One of two things: either it's so smooth that I'm not noticing the blade on my face, or it's just not quite as efficient on setting number 3 as the Merkur or Merkur Progress. Again, the Merkur is just the main difference is it has a the adjustment knob on the end is brass or metal instead of plastic. So that's the main difference. But from my perspective, I'm feeling at least up to setting 3, the Merkur is more efficient. We're going to go all the way up and just turn it full on to 6. And then I'll open the Merkur all the way up to its maximum setting. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, so there we go. They're about even there. We will relather and see how we go. Maybe I'll do one touch-up pass on both sides just to make sure I'm completely feeling the razors out. But from my perspective, definitely feels like the Merkur Progress a little more efficient at levels 1 and 3. Doesn't mean it will hold for the maximum aggression. So here we go with the Model T all the way up to 6. Again, I'm feeling really, really smooth. The one thing I would say about this Model T is that it is quite smooth. Doing a great job. Really, really smooth. Again, new Astra SP blade in both razors. So that felt really nice and smooth. I think, yeah, the Progress feels considerably more efficient, aggressive, whatever you want to call it, at its maximum setting. It just does. There is no way around it. I'm feeling a lot more blade. It is not as smooth as the Model T is. I will tell you that. It's nice, but on its maximum setting, it is considerably, from my perspective, more aggressive than the Model T. I can feel considerably more blade. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let's do a little touch up and just kind of hit each side again, just to be sure. So let me just do a stroke followed by, yeah. I think the Progress, when opened all the way up, definitely feels more efficient. However, I would give it to the Progress I would give it to the Model T in being smooth. It just feels a lot easier on your face at the maximum level of aggression. Just still feels very smooth. Doesn't feel like it allows a lot of blade on your face, but still does a good job. Let's go with the progress here and then follow it up. Yeah, it's like the way the blade sits in the Model T. There's not as much blade, at least on my face. Comes away feeling not as efficient as the Progress. However, if I were doing a test, taking all things into consideration and wanting something that's smoother and easier on my face, the Model T would have it. If I'm looking for a little more juice, a little more efficiency, from my perspective, using them both side by side, the Merkur definitely feels more aggressive, and that's what they look like in terms of blade gap. I know that's difficult, really difficult to see, but it just feels like to me you're definitely getting more efficiency, aggression, whatever you want to call it, from the Merkur. That doesn't mean it's a better razor for you. Just throwing that out there. Smooth, more efficient. I like both. I could use either on any given day. I would be happy with either. But if you're looking for a little more punch, and you don't mind a two-piece, this one may be your choice. But again, smooth, very nice butterfly design. Of course, this one cost not quite twice as much, I want to say, as this one. So there is that. This one's less expensive by a good bit. So we'll come back and do some other, look, I even got a rare weeper on the corner of my mouth. That's a rare thing that you see on this channel. And of course, that's me, and neither of the razors are a problem. I just got myself, which is something that's really rare to happen. So you've seen something special today. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Thanks again. I've been your host, CDB. You are not. God bless.